Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5 Minute Focus, episode 1206. What did you accomplish this year? Coming to you live from Sydney, Australia for another couple days, and then moving over to Adelaide. All right, so what did you accomplish this year? How about Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Did you get the air you needed? Do you have shelter? Are you eating properly? I mean, those are the hierarchy of needs. So self-realization, that's way up here. But the basic needs, are your basic needs being met? And that's where you have to focus your efforts until those are given, and then you move up. So what did you accomplish this year? I'm going to give you the bottom line up front. Sometimes it's not about the hustle. It's not about overachieving. It's about surviving. And this year's been a hard year on a lot of people. Just the last few years, 5 years worth of hard years. And have you survived? And if you're listening to me, you have. Congratulations, you're here. Now, gives you an opportunity to move up from there because that's just a foundation. That's an absolute bare minimum. But sometimes that's good enough. And a lot of times that's good enough. We made it here. Okay, let's keep moving now. What can we do moving forward? So for 2026, what's your plan? What are you going to do to better your life, better your situation, better everything for you? Take your mind off what's bothering you. If you've got things that, hey, I can't do any of this other stuff because I don't have money, well, you can still write. You can still handwrite. You can tell stories. You can be what you want to be, especially as an author. It's a great thing to be able to tell stories for a living, be able to tell stories and entertain other people. You can do all of that, and you don't need any money. You just need your imagination. So make sure you have the basics met. So you got to have food, you got to have shelter, you got to have air, you got to have water. After that, then what do? Well, I got to take care of my family. Okay, then you add them. That's a foundation. But what have you accomplished this year for yourself? Well, just survival. Okay, I did all these other things, but that left me with no energy, no money, no. Okay, good. You win. You've won. Don't set your standards so high that you consider that a failure. Taking care of your family, that's not a failure. Taking care of yourself, that's success. Now, there's varying levels of success. Well, I would like to do some other things that would make me feel better about life as a whole. Okay, yes, we understand that. And then now, what's your plan to get there? How can you move out of your current situation? What are you going to change? Because a lot of times it's not about resting on your laurels and, hey, I'm in survival mode always. Well, how can you get yourself out of survival mode? And how can you start moving forward? Do you have to take a day job if you don't have one? Do you have to leave your day job because it's sucking the life out of you? What are you going to do? How are you going to? You might have to change something. Look at it intelligently, remove the emotion, and see what is in your best interest. Maybe it is staying in that soul sucking day job while you're doing this other stuff to prepare yourself for a better life. Did you make money in your author business? If you did, congratulations. Did you pay the tax man his fair share to the tax man? It's just what you have to do. Taxes are not 100% no matter where you live. So if you made $1, you are not paying that whole dollar over to somebody else. Now, how much you're getting? Well, it's depends where you live, but you're still going to get something. If you made $1, you're going to get some part of that. 10, 100,000. And the tax man, I remember the first year in this business, somebody said, "Hey, I made $60,000 in sales this year. However, I don't have any of the money, and now I did my taxes, and I owe a lot of taxes. I don't know what to do." Oh, yeah, you should have thought of that before you spent all this new money. So don't do that to yourself. If you have realized some success, the best thing you can do is make sure you don't spend all that new money. And if you haven't, don't worry about it. Deduct it as part of your business. So that's a Schedule C on your 1040 if you're an American, which you can deduct expenses for a new business, but you just have to do some other things as well. You do have to make money, I think, 2 years out of 5. So that's why most businesses roll up the doors after 4 years because they haven't made money. So you lose that deduction, especially if you go 5 years and they could retroactively pull it back. So you don't want to do any of that. But if you do make some money, just make sure you pay your taxes on it. Taxman is not going to take 100%, so you're still going to be better than you were before. Give yourself some leeway and make sure you have a plan going forward, and make sure you deduct those costs for your business. Even if you didn't spend a whole lot, you still spent something. Deduct those costs. Make sure you get them into your taxes. Because doing a Schedule C, that doesn't mean you lose anything else. It's not that hard. It's not that much different of a form from a 1040EZ. So there's a lot of moving parts in it. However, software and stuff nowadays make it easy. So don't let that be a barrier to your success. I don't want to fill out paperwork. You're an author. You're right. You fill out paperwork all day long, but it's a story that unfolds. Same thing with your forms. Just tell a good story. That's true. Don't lie on your tax forms. Let me leave you again. A bottom line up front, bottom line at the end. It's not about the hustle. Sometimes it is about the survival. Did you survive? Great. You're here now. So what are you going to do to move forward? What are you going to do to change your situation? What are you going to do to improve your situation? And if next year is a survival year too, well, if you're doing the best you can, nobody can criticize for you. Nobody can criticize you for that. Do the best you can always, whether you're writing a story, whether you're just surviving, right? And then keep moving forward, because hey, that's what life's about. It's the adventure, right? The journey. And you will get to a better place if you keep striving with a plan, not just a dream. Boy, I'll become an all-world best-selling author. Well, what have you written? Well, nothing yet. Well, guess what? You're probably not going to achieve that goal. You got to do what you say you're going to do, and that is how you get to a better place. Peace, fellow humans.